Merci, Monsieur le Président. My dear friend, je vous remercie de votre accueil chaleureux. I look forward to having a productive discussions with you today as we continue our cooperation to work towards peace and stability in the Middle East. As you had pointed out, Israel's resumption of its attacks on Gaza is an extremely dangerous step that adds further devastation to an already dire humanitarian situation. The international community must act immediately and collectively push for restoring the ceasefire and the implementation of its phases. Israel's attacks and its blockade of aid, water, and electricity to Gaza are escalatory measures that risk the lives of a severely vulnerable population. The ceasefire must be restored and the flow of aid must resume immediately. Jordan has been dedicated to providing aid to address the humanitarian tragedy in Gaza through all means by land and sea and air. We also began medical evacuations of severely injured and sick children to treat them in Jordan. And here I would like to thank the role of Your Excellency, the President, and the armed forces of France that have worked closely with us in getting humanitarian aid through to Gaza, especially during the airdrops earlier in the year. But while we work to deal with the situation in Gaza, we must also call for an end of the dangerous escalation in the West Bank, where over 40,000 Palestinians have been displaced this year alone. Displacing Palestinians in the West Bank and Gaza threatens to lead to increased regional instability, and violations of Muslim and Christian holy sites in Jerusalem add to the tensions and must cease immediately. If the attacks on Palestinian people and property and violations of international law are allowed to continue, they will undermine peace progress and prospects. A political solution that leads to peace on the basis of a two-state solution is the only way to guarantee security for Palestinians, Israelis, and the region. We appreciate France's active engagement in this regard. Europe has a major role to play in reaching a peaceful solution. We are grateful, as always, for France's support of the Arab-backed reconstruction plan for Gaza. Our joint aim is to provide an effective framework that upholds the rights and welfare of the Palestinian people. Monsieur le Président, I know you share my concerns over the recent violence in Syria. Jordan wants to see a stable and united Syria. We support Syria's efforts to preserve its security, stability, territorial integrity, and protect its citizens, and I know that we'll have interesting discussions as we continue our work today. Syria urgently needs international support for its efforts to rebuild and to create sustainable, suitable conditions for the voluntary and safe return of refugees. Monsieur le Président, we appreciate France's support for peace efforts in our region, and we'll continue working with you as always to address these issues and expand our warm strategic partnership. Merci.